Well, the last person who actually physically talked to him is actually the people where he is staying at the apartment building. He had walked down to ask them where was a good place to go get wings, and that he was potentially looking at buying tickets to go to the bowl game, which was happening within a couple of hours from that time frame. And then the next day, his boss ended up calling his wife to let her know that he never showed up to work, and that they had actually done a well check and sent the sheriff's department over to his apartment to check on him because he was supposed to be at work, and being that he's a supervisor, he had asked for an additional day labor helper for Friday. So the labor guy had showed up, but Chris wasn't there, so he had to call to say, hey, the guy's not here for me to work for. What do you want me to do? So that's how they were, notified that Chris wasn't there, which was unusual for him not to show up for work, or at least call in and say, hey, I'm sick. So that's what their first, call was, hey, what's going on?
So the day that he didn't show up for work was Friday, January 3rd, 2 days ago.
That's correct.
Okay. And, I know you said, people's been trying to call his phone, people's trying to text him, and what's been going on with that? Has the calls been going through, or what's been happening?
Oh, no, they're going straight to voicemail. His phone's been going straight to voicemail all day Friday, yesterday, and even when I called earlier today, it's been going straight to voicemail. His last transactions on his bank account was about 7 o'clock, physical transaction at 7 o'clock. There was a phone call transaction used on his card at about 8:41, and those are the last transactions on his card on Thursday afternoon. But his missing report went out to all the law enforcement and into the database immediately. So it is out there in notification. It's just that a detective doesn't call us, I guess, till Monday.
Okay. Now, has anything like this ever happened with him before?
Oh, no. Yeah. No, this is not like him. He's if he's not going to go to work, he's going to call somebody and say, hey, I'm sick or whatever. I've got something personal to do today. I'm taking the day off or whatever. He would not show up.
We're in South Carolina. This is in Jacksonville. So what can people here be doing to help?
We've got a great community down there that, I've been a part of all my life. Even though I live in Columbia right now, that's home. We've got over 3,000 shares all over the United States. A lot down here, a lot there. It's been shared again all over the United States. I even had somebody from London on the share that was out there. So it's being shared. Right now, there's really nothing anybody can do until, I talk to the law enforcement tomorrow, give them the little bit of information that I've got. We've actually went and where the last place was that his card dinged at, which was a gas station, we actually went and drove through all the community on that particular side yesterday on that one road that was kind of unusual why he was on that particular road based on where his job site is. The other two made sense where the bank was, but still it didn't make no sense because that's on the opposite side of Jacksonville. If he was going to go downtown where his apartment is and grab a bite to eat and then turn around and go to the ball game, he ended up on the opposite side of Jacksonville back where he works at to get cash and go to two gas stations over there. And again, the last gas station just didn't make no sense. And this is, like I said, this is unusual for him. He's worked all out of the country as a contractor. So, he knows how to carry himself in bad situations. And, if something's happened to him, it's somebody got the upper hand or, I honestly, I have no idea.